Prime Minister. I've got two questions, if I may.
Well, try and keep them quick, because I will try and keep a few of your colleagues.
Let me crack on. Average ambulance wait times for heart attacks and strokes in December, you'll know, were 90 minutes. The NHS standard is 18 minutes to give people the best chance to survive. It's not about convenience. It's about whether people live or die. But today, you're not even recommitting to get back to that target at all. My point to you is people watching this will think that that is not good enough, and do you accept it's going to take years to fix the NHS? And if I may, a question on Nadhim Zahawi. This week will mark 100 days of your premiership. Here you are talking about the NHS, but your tenure in number 10 has been more characterised about sleaze than sound government. Are you frustrated or furious even about Nadhim Zahawi's conduct and the damage it's done to you personally and your government? Thank you.
So, look, on the second one, right, what I've done is follow a process, which is the right process. Integrity is really important to me. All of you guys want to see that government's run properly, that it's run with integrity, and that there's accountability when people don't behave in a way that they should or when something doesn't go right, and that's what we've done. So we have an independent advisor. That's what the government has. So it's not, it's not me who's doing it. And what I asked, when all these questions started coming to light about Nadhim Zahawi, I asked the independent advisor to get to the bottom of it and to provide me with the facts. And then on the basis of the facts, which he did relatively quickly over the past of last week, I was able to make a very quick decision that it was no longer appropriate for Nadhim Zahawi to continue in government, and that's why he's no longer there. That's what I've done. It relates to things that happened well before I was Prime Minister, so unfortunately I can't change what happened in the past. What you can hold me accountable for is, like, what did you do about it? What I did as soon as I knew about the situation was appoint somebody independent, looked at it, got the advice, and then acted pretty decisively to move on, because that's what I think all of you deserve from me and from government. And what I am focused on is the other part of your question on ambulance waiting times. That is what I am doing. And of course it's not good enough. Of course, gosh, what happened in December was not great. No, right? It was not great for any of you working in the NHS. It was not great for patients. What I'd say is there were a range of reasons why it was bad, right? I mean, actually, Amanda will have the statistics. We had from November to December, we had a 7 times increase in the number of people who ended up in hospital with flu. Right? It was probably the worst season for flu in a decade in the NHS. It was so tough for all of you and many other people. And it was something that Chris Whitty, right in the pandemic, he kind of flagged would happen. And rightly, because when you've had a couple of years of everyone either in lockdown or being very, very careful, the natural immunity that a population builds up to flu just goes down. And he was always clear. It was always a case that, I can see all you nodding because you're all healthcare experts, right? It's always going to be the case that as soon as that happened, it was likely that flu would be quite tricky, right? And that is what happened. And as I said, we're not alone. It's the same in Scotland and Wales and lots of other countries around the world. And in terms of the plans today, what they say is that we will get back to 30 minutes over the course of this year, and then we will get back to pre-pandemic levels thereafter. Now, I would say that is ambitious. And the reason being that the scale of improvement from where we are, you have to starting from where we are, the scale of improvement that I talked about in my opening remarks will represent the largest and fastest improvement in NHS waiting times for emergency care on record, right? If we can pull this off, that's what we're going to do. We're going to do it all together because you guys are going to help us do it. So I think it is ambitious. And I also think it's been rightly welcomed by lots of people. Lots of your colleagues helped us come up with a plan that we put in place today. It's really important for me. We don't just come from government. We have to talk to all of you and your colleagues to get it right. And I'm really pleased, actually, today, lots of people from the profession have said it's the right plan. It will make, I think, in their words, a significant difference. It's undoubtedly the right things to focus on. So look, we've got the plan in place, we've got the money in place. We just need to work with all of you to deliver it now, and I'm confident it will make a difference. Robert, look, Beth, you've had 2 comments. I really need to try and get around a few others.
The 18 minutes there, that's all.
No, what we've said is we will work towards pre-pandemic levels after next year. But in the short and here and now, what we need to get to is 30 minutes over this year. That's the plan. I think you will also see, look, it's too early to tell, because the numbers will come out in a month. The things that we're already doing, I think you'll see made a difference in January, right? I think you will see a difference in the January numbers compared to December, because some of the things we did on discharge to move people out of hospitals have already started to have a bit of an impact. I think, hopefully, fingers crossed, when the numbers come out for January, you'll see that things are already starting to improve.